Hi, I'm Barbara. Welcome to Craft Corner Kits to Go. This week we are going to make a mechanical hand. It's really a neat project, but you may need mom or dad's help on this one. I'm not sure. You might be better at it than I am, but you can make this hand that actually moves. And I call it a mechanical hand. So what you need for this project is some cardstock, some straws, some cord or string, and some adhesive double stick tape. Now what I'm using is double stick adhesive squares because I wanted to make it so that I could put it in your kit, and this has stuff on both sides of it to keep it from sticking to everything, so it's like a peel and stick. So we'll give you lengths of these squares and you'll just cut them to the size that you need. So the first thing you need to do is take your cardstock and take your hand and trace it. Now everybody's hand is a different size, so I can't really give you sizes of things. So we're going to try to find other ways so that you know where to cut things. Okay, so I've traced my hand and I stopped at the palm and I'm just connecting the palm right there. So then you would cut out your hand. I have already done that, and here is my hand, and I'm going to attach some of the adhesive to it. It needs adhesive attached wherever I have done straws. So you're going to need little short pieces of adhesive on each of the fingertips, and then a couple of pieces for your knuckles. So, and then you need the long pieces for the hand bones. So I am finding that this is hard for you to see on the video because I'm dealing with white on white, which wasn't smart on my point. I should have made a colored hand. But you will take your adhesive and you're going to cut it down the middle so it's two skinny strips. Then you're going to take that and look at your own fingernails and make it about as long as your fingernail. Mine will be longer than yours. And cut it off and peel the manila colored backing off of it so it's sticky on one side, and stick it to the fingertip. And then you want to continue cutting and sticking everywhere that I have a red piece here. My end of my thing came off. So anyway, there. Okay, so you've got 3 on each finger, 2 on the thumb, and then the long pieces. So when you're done, you want to have stuck down adhesive where I've marked here. I marked on top of this with pen so you could see where I have put the pieces. And see, they're not sticky yet because I haven't pulled the stickiness off. Okay? So the entire hand has to have your adhesive down, and you have to make sure that you press down so it stays, because you're going to have a whole lot of pressure on this when you get done making your creation. Okay, the next step that you're going to do is you're going to peel these top pieces off of this one at a time, and do your peel and stick one at a time so that you don't get too much stickiness exposed. All right, so I need a piece of straw the same size as my fingertip. And I can take my piece of straw and push it down on that fingertip. And look at that, it sticks. And you're going to do that to each piece that you have put on there. And in my original, I have clear straws. And because of that, you can't see them on my video. So I went back and got some red straws so that I could make the video and you could see what I'm doing. Okay, so everywhere that I've got a piece of adhesive, I need to put a piece of straw. Now I do want to tell you something. These straws are bendy straws. That's not good for this project. So what we need to do is just cut the bendy part out, because this part will not stick to that adhesive. So you just want the straight parts. And what I'm giving you in your kit are straight ones, because my boss went out and got some for me, but they're clear. So when you're doing it at home with the clear ones, actually it'll be a little bit neater looking, because you'll be able to see when the string goes through. So continue to put your pieces of straw on this and just cut and stick as you go, because that way you can measure and say, okay, I need to cut this one here, and okay, I need to cut this one here. So you will have the correct measurements without having to measure anything. You just hold it up to the piece that you put on your hand form and cut it to the same size, and then peel off the top and stick it down. So I ended up with a hand, and this is the one that I told you I made with the clear ones, so it's hard to see, but all of these fingers now have little pieces of straw on them. Now you're going to need some string. And I would cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces, and we'll probably just cut them for you in your kit. So we're going to cut them all about the same length, about 1 foot long. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your string and stick it through the very fingertip top. And then you want to tie it in a knot to itself. So you tie a knot in the top one. And pull it tight. Now you see, I have my top one tied. Now I'm going to take the other end and I'm going to thread it through each of these straws. Oop, yeah, I've got it. Okay, I put it through the first one, and then I got it through the second one, and I go straight into the third one, and if I'm lucky, I can just push it down in and pull it out the other end, and there I have a piece of string all the way through all those straws. And I'm going to do that again on the next one. You thread it through the first one and tie it so it stays attached to the fingertip. Just tie it in a knot. You can trim them later if you've got too much sticking out. And then slide it through the next one. And sometimes I have trouble with this, and if you do, you just need something to help you poke it in. I took a paper clip when I was working up front and used a paper clip, but you could use anything small. If your mom happens to have a crochet hook, that's a good thing. Just anything where you can take your string and stick it on through. But usually you can just kind of feed it through and it goes, because there's nothing for it really to hang up on. So now I have two. Well, when I'm done, I've got them all done, okay? Now comes the fun part. You need to pull on these till everything's tight. And if one of them isn't tight, you need to kind of reassess it and get them so they're all about the same tightness. Then take all of them together and make a little knot. And if you have trouble with this part, have Mom and Dad help you. Okay, so I've got them tied in a knot right here. Now I'm going to take one more straw piece and I'm going to try and get all of these through it, which may take some doing because there's different lengths, it seems like. So you just thread them all in there and pull them through. That's not going to work. Okay, do it again. Try to get all of them. I'm going to just cut them all to the same length, because when I've got different lengths, they get hung up on each other, and kind of twist them together a little bit, okay? So as long as your straw is shorter than the string, which is kind of important so that you can get a hold of them if they ever do go through, and just push and thread them through. These are going just very slowly. Sometimes twisting helps. You're almost through. I promise you, this is going to be worth it. Okay, let's get a hold of the end and pull it through the rest of the way. Okay, I've got it. All right, now if I pull on this, my hand moves. So you can make your mechanical hand with your own hand and make it move. So that's it for this episode of Craft Corner Kits to Go. I'll see you next week, and I hope you have fun with this project. Thank you.